You're watching the Hong Kong Racing Show. Andrew Brown alongside Alex Evers to have a look at all things Hong Kong racing viewed through a North American lens. Great to have you back in the country, Alex. How was your, what was it, 10 days in Hong Kong? 8 nights? Something
Something like that with the travel plus 2 days, -2 on the back end, carry the one. It's lovely to be back home in the proper studio, sounding good again. I didn't love the way I sounded last week on my little AirPods in the hotel room. Maybe got to travel with a microphone next time. But good to be back. And look, I got to see some great racing over those 2 weeks. Got to see Ka Ying Rising, Romantic Warrior, Little Paradise. See Dylan McGonigal win a bunch of races. He's riding out of his mind for such a young kid in Hong Kong, adapting so quickly. It's the best product in the world for racing, but I don't know what else to say about it. I love it so much, and I can't wait to bet this weekend from the comfort of my own office.
It's going to be awesome. You know who's also riding really well at the moment?
Who?
Vincent Ho.
The Ho runner, the man himself. That ride was pretty. That ride was pretty good, and considering that he got that horse clear late, but when he was steadying, he never got on his mouth, never threw off his balance, kept him in rhythm the whole time, and allowed him to present that run and kick like he did. It was I'm colorblind, Brownie. I'm not gonna lie. I struggled picking that horse up when he went behind horses and checked. I all but gave up on him. And then when he came flying, it took me a second to figure out who that was. I saw the number on the towel, and then I was like, "Oh, that's our horse that we picked." You, me, Andy. You picking another winner. I would have tipped Stellar Express. I thought he was going to be way too short. I hate tipping favorites. That's just me. But good week. We're giving out good information. Can't wait to talk to Vincent later. One of my favorite jockeys of all time. Talented kid, homegrown Hong Kong talent. It's going to be great. Great show.
He's in the green room. We can get over to him in just a second, but $10.80. Thank you very much. I don't think we're going to see that price about Little Paradise. Maybe again. Is certainly going to start the favourite for leg two of the 4-year-old series, you would think anyway. But as I mentioned, Vincent Ho, our special guest this week, just after his success aboard Little Paradise last week in the Classic Mile. He's just set himself up in the green room now, so let's bring him in. Well, it's great to be joined by one of Hong Kong's leading jockeys, Vincent Ho. How are things, Vincent?
Very well, thank you. All good in Hong Kong.
That's good. Well, you just had the company of Alex for the last week or so too. So it's nice that Alex is back in California for a little while, at least anyway. But congratulations, of course, Vincent, on your superb win aboard Little Paradise in the Classic Mile last weekend. Just tell us how talented this horse is.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, first of all, it's great always have Alex here in Hong Kong for the week and taking an amazing photo for us and in the Classic Mile as well. And yeah, Little Paradise is, well, fortunate for me to get on when Zach choose other horse. And I wrote him twice before the race. One is on Saturday, one is on Wednesday. And once I sat on him, the first few stride when he canter on the track, I already know he is a good horse. The action of it and him changing legs and all that is, yeah, it's so smooth. And I already told Jimmy this is something special. And he did show us in the race. Well, of course, it wasn't the most ideal because, Classic Mile sometimes can be quite sort of a messy race. Of course, everyone is pushing the horse's rating up so they can have chance to get in the 4 years old series. And most owners and trainers want to raise their horse there. And even some sprinter that will be there. Some horses that has enough rating but not informed, they will also be there. So sometimes can be quite messy, and it happens because outside me was Andrea Sani, and he's on a sprinter 1/1200. Of course, he's a fit horse, but he only sort of a sprinter, and jump way faster than me and pull up in front of me, so it sort of dragged me further back than I wanted to, and make us a little bit more difficult. But at the same time, I cannot, ask my horse to go too early because we need him to relax. First time for Little Paradise from 7 furlong to a mile. So we want him to switch off completely and hit the line strong. So I can't really deck him up to keep my position. Instead, I have to just ride wherever he feels comfortable. Pace was sort of genuine, and he gave us a really good turn of foot. But I mean, obviously, I got held up at the top of the straight because two horses in front of me aren't going anywhere, and I need to switch line and went to the inside and came out again. But because of that, it showed even more of his turn of foot. And of course, if I got a clear run from the 500 or 400, the turn of foot will, he will still win the race, but it won't be that explosive, especially on camera. Maybe, everyone was, saying how amazing that turn of foot is. But, if I can get a clear run at a 500, it might just look like a normal race. Not that spectacular.
Yeah, and then that Crimson Paradise, or sorry, the Crimson Flash Mark's horse that Andre was on, him being that sprinter, it kind of worked out to your advantage too, because he got tired late, drifted out, and he wasn't going to stay on the distance. You were able to just use that hole and get through there. It did look very impressive. Did it give you and I never want to compare a horse to Golden 60 because to me he's one of the greatest I've ever seen, but did it give you a little bit of a feel like that kind of early in his career with that big turn of foot late?
Well, yeah, since Golden 60, I haven't been on anything have this sort of feelings, and Little Paradise gave me a little bit of that feeling. That turn of foot, that sprint is, yeah, I miss that for sure.
Umby texts me and he goes, Vincent, man, that ride was crazy. And he goes, that horse looks like Golden 60, the little star on the top of his head and the white snip on his nose. He's like, you might have found another one. So we know that Umby's watching at home.
Yeah, I hope so. He got a smaller star and a smaller snip on the nose. But yeah, I went on Tuesday morning to see him, and he is, yeah, he's quiet, but he also have a little bit of attitude already. By probably next year, if he win a lot more in the group ones and all that, he will show us something different.
A term you used and we don't really use in America, like flexible for a horse where you can kind of place them anywhere in a race. Do you think his flexibility will be able to help him at the 1800 and then potentially at the 2000?
Yeah, he's really flexible to ride. As with the previous result, in the 7 furlong, he can be up in the speed, and he can also, if the pace is too fast, he can also chase. So he's a really flexible horse to ride, which is important. Only good horses can do that. And for me, I think he's those sort of horse that can handle 1,200 to 2,000 meters. Yeah, he is a decent, nice horse.
You mentioned Alex being there to take all those beautiful photos, Vincent, and I've got to congratulate the two of you for combining for what I think is the racing photo of the year so far. Alex in the perfect position to capture you, Vincent, with your arms outstretched and celebrating post-race, smiling down the barrel of Alex's camera. But Alex, there's one photo I would have expected you to be in the right position for, but you weren't, and that was Vincent giving Little Paradise a kiss. And who's in the background of this photo but you, Alex Evers, out of position? What's going on?
And I'm so critical of other photographers too, like being in the background and stuff. I just got trapped on the wrong side. You know what? It's just like anything, right? We got to blame the jockey if we mess up or bad training job or whatever. It's never my fault. It's always somebody else's. So next time, Vincent, we'll just every time you win a big race in that winning archway, not on not on the turf course, I'll be ready for that picture. I'll be on the right side when they pull him out. I'll be right there. I got to make up for it. But that picture where you're reaching out to high five me and I didn't want to touch you after I got reprimanded for fist bumping you when you beat Romantic Warrior on Golden 60, which it was such I lost where I was on the track. But no, that was such a cool photo. It's one of my favorite photos that I've made in a long time. Like I haven't made something that I'm actually happy with, and it made the 11-hour flight home a lot easier. When you have a bad day, if that flight it's miserable going home, sitting there cramped up.
Yeah, no, I mean, thanks for taking all the photos. Of course, the kissing one, I didn't think that much. Because I jumped off on the other side. It's a matter how when the handler sort of push the horse back after the photo, and depends on what angle he put the horse head to. So I jump off on the opposite angle of you,
Yeah.
but I'm glad at least someone took that photo.
They do it in the UK all the time, and it's so cool. And I've wanted a nice picture. Like we don't do it in America. Like I wanted a picture like that for so long, and to watch it happen right in front of me, I was just like, so frustrating.
It's all right. Next time in the cup.
That's right. I'll be ready for it. I'll be there ready for it.
Yeah. I mean, taking good photos, of course, also so important for us because I get to enjoy it afterwards. You on the flight or me going back home for the next few days, also showing my parents, showing my families, friends, and all that, which is good.
Yeah, I wanted to be a jockey so badly, and it's actually turned out pretty fun to be able to like document your guys' like most special moments, and it is fun for me because it's just that's all I wanted to do was ride horses and be a jockey, and it obviously didn't work out with my physique and my height and everything like that, but it is special to get to celebrate your guys' most special days and look back on them and have so many great memories when you just kind of relive them through the pictures over and over again.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, Vincent, we saw Ka Ying Rising equal Golden 60's feat of 16 straight wins in the Hong Kong Sprint in December. And since then, he's equaled Silent Witness's record of 17. Looks poised to break the record at his next start in a couple of weeks. I was wondering, from your perspective, how much of a privilege is it to be able to watch this horse? I know you'd much prefer to be on his back, but at least to witness what is happening there. And is it just sort of, does the fun Zach Purton's having remind you of the fun that you used to have with Golden 60?
No, not really, but yeah, I mean, all of us is pretty lucky to witness something like Ka Ying Rising during our era. Um, the whole probably racing industry, because you seldom see a horse dominates like that. Um, he's just a freak. I mean, I don't think any sprinter in the world at the moment can compare to him. He's on definitely in another level. So wherever he goes, he will beat them, and no matter if other sprinter come to Hong Kong or he go elsewhere to compete with them, he will still win. Even 70 or 80% fitness, he will beat the other guys with 100% fitness. is just on another level. And of course, as a jockey or a racing fan, we like to watch horses like this. Even though I like to be on him, of course, but
Mhm.
to see something that special it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any plans to go see the Legend Golden 60 here in the short term?
I might go 2 weeks later, before Chinese New Year. We have like 4 days, sort of break here. So I'll go for 2 nights again. Rush one, but yeah, will be worth it to see him and make sure he's healthy, make sure he's well looked after, make sure he's happy. Yeah, that's usually my main job to be there.
Your association with him too. You've got so many fans in Japan now. Like my Twitter feed was just like inundated with Japanese tweets about you and Little Paradise and the ride and the whole thing. And then you visiting him, I just see so many photos, and it's awesome. And it's so nice to see him have such a great retirement after such a great career on the track.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing how, of course, everyone know Japanese fans are real racing fans and they know a lot of uh, good horses around the world. And when Golden 60 is there, a lot of racing fans actually flew from, mainland Japan to Hokkaido to see him. And also when I was there, almost every day there are Hong Kong people visit Northern Farm. So, which I don't think it happens before, but since Golden 60 there, a lot of people actually went. Um, yeah, and especially during this winter season, of course, Hokkaido is a very popular skiing place. So a lot of Hong Kong people come after their skiing trip or before their skiing trip.
Vincent, your connection with horses seems to kind of transcend the sport of horse racing in a way. Like we see all those moments that you share with Golden 60 and now visiting him, of course, in Japan now as a retired. Even the other day, feeding carrots to Little Paradise the day or two after your victory last weekend. Why is it important for you to have these moments with the horses off the track?
Yeah, I mean, well, I grew up from a equestrian background. And of course, as we know, the older generation or, probably 20 years ago, still, equestrian world riders spent a lot of time with their horses. Nowadays, of course, a bit different. It's like us, they have plenty of horses and they have staff to saddle for them, and they just get on and get off and ride the next horse, similar to the jockeys. But for me, especially in Hong Kong, we don't have a long track work time with horses. When I was in Europe, or in Japan, I spent almost 45 to an hour on a horse to work them in the morning, which, during the walk, during the trot, during the canter, you spend way more time and you get to know the horse a lot more. And in Hong Kong, we don't. We only get on for 10 minutes gallop and jump off and on another horse. So for me, I like to know and understand, different horses
Yeah.
and have a good connection. Is always and understanding the horse is always better than knowing less, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. We always love seeing that the footage of you interacting with the horses. It's awesome, and it seems to always perform really well on social media, doesn't it? Like people just go bananas for those shots.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, feeding carrots, the trend actually start from me and Golden 60, and of course, Little Paradise. I don't get to spend too much time with him before, and I would still like to know him much more. So, you know, even after the race, I tried to go to stable and see him, and hopefully, you know, have more time to spend with him. Be good.
Yeah. Before we let you run off, Vincent, can he clean sweep the 4-year-old series?
I have confidence in him. Hopefully, everything goes well. Well, at least last run wasn't hard because he only excelled for the last 200. So 1800, you know, still confidence. And after 1800, we'll see. But I would say he handled 2000 no problem as well.
Awesome. Anything else for Vincent, Alex?
No, I'll let him go. We'll redo that picture next time and maybe get to go visit him after the race if you are able to get another win.
Yeah, for sure.
Look forward to seeing that photo. Look forward to seeing Vincent and
Won't be long.
win a second.
16th, I come back.
Okay, see you soon.
Time to take a look at the feature race at Sha Tin this weekend, and that feature is the Centenary Vase over the 1800 metres. That's about 9 furlongs. Number 1, Straight Aaron, hasn't won for a while, but this is much easier than taking on Romantic Warrior, which he's done at his last couple. Same for number 2, Beauty Joy. Zach Purton rides number 3, Chang Chang Glory, the pride of Iowa, with his little pink blinkers. Encountered was the winner of the Sasa Ladies Purse over the track and distance 3-back. Speed Dragon, the January Cup winner from a couple of weeks ago, and right down the bottom, Numbers. Certainly an interesting runner. A win and a third to his name since coming from Australia. Speed map is on your screen. Alex, how are you lighting this candle?
Well, we kind of talked about it a little bit. I don't want to pick the same horse as you, although I do like Numbers with the pace kind of being off. He should have an easy lead. He's cutting back from 2000 to 1800. This will be a prep for him to go on to the Classic Cup and take on Little Paradise. But due to the fact that we just found out that there's a passing of Chen Chang Glory's sire, More Spirit, rest in peace, in Korea there. We love Chen Chang Glory, a fan favorite. So picking with my heart a little bit here, using the karmic synergy of the universe. I'm going to take Chen Chang Glory with Purton getting on him for the first time. Although 1800 to me is just like 3 strides too much for the horse. He's much better at 16. He'd probably be great in America at a mile on a 16th to 1650. But I'm going to take Chen Chang Glory to get over the top of Numbers with the lightweight. And then Speed Dragon loves the 1800, getting out of Happy Valley back to Sha Tin. I'm going to put him in for third, but probably bet the race. Looking at it, I'll probably look for a price on the odds board late and play this thing live late. What say you, Brownie?
For such a small field, we've come up with some different numbers. Yeah, I'm going to go with Numbers. Pun intended. I think he'll continue to improve at his third run in Hong Kong, just like he took that step from run number 1 to run number 2 in Hong Kong when he won last out. He's been really competitive in Group 1 company in Australia, and he is up against Group 1 company here, or certainly some Group 2 and Group 3 winners anyway. But yeah, Numbers ran second in a Queensland Derby. He was in a Victoria Derby as well, a VRC Derby. So he's certainly got the form, and I think more of an up-and-comer here, where a couple of the others are just sort of a little older and have perhaps reached their mark. But yeah, I'm going to go with Numbers on top. Just need another perfect Derek Lung front-running ride like last time. Beauty Joy, going to find this a lot easier, and so too is Straight Aaron. So I've got them in my trifecta. Now,
yeah,
Alex,
the weight should favor Numbers here hugely, and Derek is so good on the front end, and like if he gets an easy lead and if the track's playing forward inside like it was the last few weeks, like he should be tough to beat. I just don't know what price you're going to get on him.
Very true. Yep. Speaking of prices, this isn't my best bet, but something that I'm interested in playing at a price is race 4, number 7, not the silly one. And I may end up being the silly one for tipping him, but I just think he's got more to offer than what he did last out when he, carried the 127 for the first time in Class 4 company. I think he's going to be better for that. speed favouring track, the all-weather. Perhaps he's going to go straight to the front. He's got a ton of early speed, and he'll take some catching. He did win 2 back, a Class 4 and a Class 5 3 back. So we'll see how not the silly one goes for Mark Newnham and Lukey Ferraris. What about you? Anything else?
Yeah, that dirt course this season, it's had a couple of cards where it's played really biased on the front end. So that might be something to look out for. Maybe early in the card, you could maybe find something there if it's at a price on the lead, maybe get an easy lead and catch some money to play the rest of the card with. To me, that race 11 looks really good too. Courses that potentially could get into the Classic Series later on. Pope Cody was on the outside looking in. Dazzling Fit was on the outside. Aerodynamics, they all didn't have the rating to get in. Aerodynamics came up against Patrick Cosmo, who had all sorts of trouble. He might have been closer in that Classic Mile. Aerodynamics looked great in his track work when I was there last week with Crimson, the Crimson horse that couldn't stay out the distance. But I'm going to look for those horses with the Auspicious, who's better at longer distances. Happy Valley didn't really suit him in the last run there. So, and they got Flowwater Flow, who's done nothing wrong in Hong Kong, gets in at lightweight with Hadzini, who's riding super well. John Size's horses are also running out of their mind right now. So I'm going to look to probably pair up some of those horses there with, probably going to go with Aerodynamics, the Auspicious, and Flowwater Flow. Pair them up in an exacta, a forecast, if you will, what they call it in Hong Kong.
I'm glad we narrowed it down to 3 then, because I thought at one point you were just going to box up the field in an exacta in the last race.
You know, I got a buddy over there who's teaching me some of the bets because the bet names are so different. And he's like, if the pick 3 or the double, if you have a horse that you really, really, really like, right? He goes, play that on the single, short in the next race, and then all in the last race. And if you get it, you get the win payout and the consolation payout. Again, that's something that I didn't realize they do, is where you get paid out to second in the last leg on the double and pick 3. So you can get 2 payouts for the price of 1. It's kind of nice. And I kind of wish we did that in America. I'd be betting more money back in the handle. That's for sure.
Right. Well, I don't think you need to be having any more bet types here. You just like focus on your boxed exactas. That's your specialty.
It is my specialty, but I'm starting to play the pick 3, the late pick 3, and the double, and it's fun, and trying to get those double payouts as well. So you throw some long prices in there, hope to get a second place maybe. Prices everywhere in Hong Kong, and it seems like, to be honest, when all the experts have a consensus like favorite horse that everybody's on, like the Purton horse in the first race last week, it's time to play against him. I think that's going to be a new betting style: is fade the experts. But had you faded you, me, and Andy last week, you'd been hurting in that Classic Mile.
Yeah, absolutely would have been indeed. What about those new bet types we were talking about with Sean Borman a few weeks ago? I'll have to chase them up and see if they're going to come into the USA and Canadian Arsenal, ADW Arsenal. I love that. What's it called? The pick 6?
The six up, where you get place as well. Win first and second. Yeah, I'd like that. That's a fun one. And again, it's so competitive that these races with the 14 horses, other than the grade 3 is a little bit shorter, but everything else, the handicap opportunities to make money. There were big prices last weekend with McMonagle bagging a 37-1 shot, an 18-1 shot for Ricky Yu and John Size. The Poon train came into the station. He was bringing in some prices. So there's opportunity to make some money. And that's what's so fun about Hong Kong.
Yeah, well, let's make some money this weekend. Saturday night, I think 8:30 p.m. Pacific is race 1 from Sha Tin, 11:30 p.m. Eastern. We've got a great card, a very good competitive card. And then coming up following weekend, Ka Ying Rising, you'll be back there. Really looking forward to that as well. But that's all we've got time for in this week's show. Thank you very much for watching. As always, Alex, thank you for your contribution. And
thank you, Brownie.
We will see you next week on the Hong Kong Racing Show.